Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and I wasn't intending on filming a video today, but I just randomly had the feeling to unhaul a bunch of books from my shelves. I really don't want to make a sit-down video where I show you all the books that I unhauled, so I decided why not vlog this process and make it feel more casual. I wish I did this like 10 minutes earlier because I already took off a bunch of books from my shelves. As you can see right here, it's pretty empty, and there's like some empty spots over there that I'm still making my way through. If you are not aware, there is this Netflix show called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. I've only seen one episode of that, but seeing other booktubers and just people in general tidying up, cleaning up their bookshelves, unhauling books that don't spark joy for them has been really inspiring me to do the same with my shelves. So I figured that I would vlog this process. So I have all these books on my floor right now that I plan on unhauling, not including this one. These are just library books, so I'm just gonna leave that on the side. But yeah, all of these books I'm unhauling so far. Right now, I'm making a pile of signed books that I may potentially want to try selling on Depop. I haven't really organized this area yet, but I will eventually get to it. Right now, I don't know if I want to unhaul my Red Queen series. I think I'm going to do it. At first, I was hesitant to unhaul the Red Queen series from my shelves. Even though a lot of people hate Red Queen, I actually really like the first book. But then these two books, I didn't like as much. Didn't really like the fourth book as much either. With King's Cage, I remember that I met the author. I got this book signed like 2 years ago at BookCon, and I even paid full price for this book. But honestly, I don't really plan on rereading these books, and if I ever do, which I don't think that will happen, I'll probably check them out from the library. So I'm definitely unhauling the Red Queen books from my shelves, and I'm going to try to sell these on Depop maybe. I'm also going to be unhauling the first two books in An Ember in the Ashes. I was surprisingly sent these books by Penguin, and I'm grateful for that, but I already have hardcover copies of these books, so I don't need paperback versions. I was also considering unhauling the Grisha trilogy. I'm not a fan of the Grisha trilogy, but I kind of do want to reread them before the Netflix show comes out. And also, all of these books are signed and personalized by the author, so I kind of don't want to get rid of them. I'm also going to get rid of the entire Winners trilogy because I don't ever plan on rereading these in the future. I do remember enjoying the series, but I don't think the third book was that great, so I'm just not as fond of the series anymore. A couple other series that I'm unhauling is the Firebird trilogy by Claudia Gray, and also the Delirium trilogy by Lauren Oliver. I've kept on to these books for a while just because it made me feel really nostalgic, but again, I just don't see myself ever rereading these books, and I don't love the trilogy enough to hold on to them. Starting from the top shelf, the book that I could potentially unhaul is The Glittering Court, but this is the only book that I have signed by Rochelle Mead, and I really like the Vampire Academy and Bloodline series, so I'm just gonna hold on to that. I haven't read it yet, but I'm waiting for like all of the books to come out to like give it a try. Then I have the Fallen Kingdom series and like the spin-off series of Fallen Kingdoms, which I really enjoyed, so definitely want to keep on to these. Over here I have my Shadowhunter shelf, which I love, and so I'm never getting rid of any of these books. Over here, I'm definitely keeping all of these books. I could also get rid of the Young Elites trilogy, but I do kind of want to keep them because I do really like Marie Lu's books, even though the Young Elites wasn't my favorite, but for now, I'll just hold on to these. Definitely keeping all the books here. I also kind of want to get rid of all my Sarah J. Maas books, but I'm just not ready for it yet. I'm keeping all of these. And here, I'm deciding if I should get rid of the Selection trilogy because all these books are also signed and personalized to me. We'll come back to it later. I definitely want to keep all of these. These four right here are unread, and I do plan on eventually getting to them. And then for this shelf over here, I got rid of a lot of books over here. I kind of want to get rid of Don't Look Back, but it's also signed and personalized, but I think I'm gonna do it anyways. So there it goes. I'm gonna get rid of The Imposter Queen as well, even though I did really enjoy this book. So over here I have like a signed copy of Fallen Kingdoms and 2 signed copies of The Hate U Give that I've been meaning to do a giveaway for, but I just keep forgetting. So why not do a giveaway now? If you're interested in winning a signed copy of The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, then definitely check out the description box below for a Rafflecopter link. And then maybe on Twitter or on Instagram, I will give away the second copy. I will also have a separate Rafflecopter link for a signed copy of Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. It is a paperback edition. Over here I have some unread books that I definitely still am interested in picking up. These ones I got from Uppercase, this one I got from the publisher, and these 3 I bought on Book Outlet, and they're just books that I still want to read, so I'm going to keep them over here. Over here, these are kind of like my storage area. I have like all my camera equipment in here, and then in here it's kind of like junk. I have a book sleeve over here, but other than that it's kind of junk in here. Here I have Alex and Eliza, which I eventually want to read, so I'm just gonna put this here for now. Here I recently got an arc of The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe, so all of my arcs are like over here, so I'm just gonna shove that in there. So this whole shelf right now is good. Now it's time to get to these books over here. I definitely want to keep all of these. These ones I definitely want to keep as well. And over here, well, I definitely want to get rid of these Broken Stars. I could get rid of this book as well. I think I'm just going to get rid of The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Even though I did enjoy this book, I don't plan on rereading it. So I'm also going to get rid of The Iron Trial. Probably gonna do The Taking because this book is also signed and personalized to me, so that's why I've been hesitant to get rid of it. I'm gonna unhaul Salt to the Sea, The Perfectionists, and We Were Liars. I also think I'm going to unhaul Shatter Me because I know that there's a hardcover version with this cover and I eventually want to get that so my other books match. So for this shelf, I don't ever plan on reading these books, but they're my brother's books, so I'm just gonna keep it on my shelf unless my brother doesn't want them anymore, so I might check in with him to see if he still wants them. I have 2 unread books over here that I definitely want to keep. I do think I want to get rid of Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Bachman because I just don't really have an interest in reading this. This is one of my ARC shelves and I don't know what to do with all my ARCs. So most of these ARCs I've already read. I think the ones that I haven't read is Mask of Shadows, Replica, which I don't ever plan on reading. And then Before I Let Go. Everything else I've read. I don't know what to do with these books other than donate it or trade them, but I feel like it's such a hassle to try to trade them with other people. I did try doing books for trade once, but I received so many like messages about the books that I was trading and it was kind of overwhelming and I don't want to go through that again. I don't care about collecting ARCs, so I do want to, you know, find a home for all these ARCs that I've either read or no longer plan on reading. So if you have any suggestions on where I can donate them, I know that the library is an option, but I've never seen ARCs at a library available to check out before, so I don't know if that's like something I could do with a Chicago public library. And then these 2 shelves over here are ARCs that I haven't read yet. I guess I could obviously say I'm not interested in these ARCs, not interested in this one, I'm not really interested in this one, not interested in this one, don't need an ARC of Zenith when I have a hardcover copy. I've already read The Cruel Prince, so I guess I could put this book over here. There's no space right there, so I'm just gonna put it on the floor. I kind of don't have interest in this one as well. Eventually want to get to these books, so I'm keeping them for sure. I also have an ARC of the Inquisition, but I haven't even read The Novice yet, so I'm gonna pull this out as well. I'm just gonna pull all these books out. Okay, let's see. Most of these books over here are books that I got at Book Expo in 2018 or was sent by a publisher. I don't even know what this book is about, so leaving it out here. This is a middle grade book and I don't really read middle grade books, so I'm just gonna pull this out right now. I've also already read What If It's Us, so I could pull that out and put it over here where The Cruel Prince is. These 3 over here and these 3 over here are books that I was sent unsolicited by the publisher. They do sound interesting and they're relatively new, so I'm just gonna hold on to those. Okay, so next shelf. I want to keep all of my Lux books because I really enjoyed the Lux series. I want to keep Crazy Rich Asians, so I'm just gonna put that over there. I'm getting rid of Rebel Belle. I kind of want to get rid of the entire like Anna and the French Kiss trilogy, so I'm just gonna pull that out. Let's see. Oh god, it's a mess over here. There's books everywhere. Why did I think this was a good idea to do at like 8:30 on a Tuesday? This is a great new adult book. I did enjoy this one, but I honestly don't think I'll ever reread this, so I think I might get rid of this as well. Okay, I really love the look of these shelves right here, but I think I could unhaul You Know Me Well because I didn't really enjoy that very much. I could also unhaul Tiny Pretty Things. Also, This Song Will Save Your Life. And I think this shelf is good. And then lastly, my Colleen Hoover shelf. So I used to be a huge fan of Colleen Hoover's book, but within the past couple years and just reading more reviews that have surfaced regarding her books, I am definitely aware of all the problematic things that are included in her books. I read most of her books when I was in high school. I didn't notice some of the problematic things, but hearing about them, I'm just like, oh my god, how did I miss this? And now looking at these books on my shelves, I just don't want to keep them anymore. A lot of my Colleen Hoover books are signed and personalized, so that has been another factor that has prevented me from getting rid of them. But I definitely think think it's time for me to unhaul these books, and I'm unhauling every single one. And honestly, I could just unhaul this entire shelf, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, so my floor is kind of a mess right now. Except for these books right now, all of the books that I want to get rid of are on my floor, and it's kind of a mess. So I'm going to try to organize all of these into different piles. It's almost 9 p.m. and I definitely need to take a shower, so I'm going to do that first before I start organizing all of this mess. Hi everyone, so it's actually a few days later, and before I end the vlog, I did want to mention that after that last clip, I did go through my shelves one more time to make some final decisions about what books that I want to unhaul. I didn't explain what I was doing beforehand, so I wanted to insert this clip. So as much as I love this first book, I think I'm going to unhaul it along with the second book over here. I really enjoyed these two books, but I don't really care about having them on my shelves anymore. I love how diverse these books are, but I'm just not a fan of Nicola Yoon's books anyways. I'm going to unhaul Love Letters to the Dead. I remember reading this, but honestly, I don't really remember much about this book. I'm also going to unhaul From Twinkle with Love by Sandia Menon. I didn't like this book, but I still liked Dimple, so I'm going to keep that. But yeah, this one is definitely going. And then I'm going to look through my ARC shelves again. I definitely want to get rid of Genuine Fraud. I tried reading this book once, but I couldn't get into it, so I DNF'd it. All these other ARCs I do want to keep because I still want to read them, and then there are more ARCs down there that I still want to keep. So to quickly go all the categories that I have, this stack and all of these books in here are all the ARCs that I want to unhaul. And then over here, the first 3 stacks of books are books that I'm going to try to sell on Depop. A lot of these books are kind of popular and a lot of them are signed, so I figured it'd be the better option to try to sell them on Depop. I definitely don't have time to go through and list every single book at the moment, but I'm going to slowly try to do that. So I will leave a link to my Depop in the description box below, and if you don't see a book within these 3 stacks listed on Depop and you want to buy them, just let me know in the comments and I will list them for you. And then these 3 stacks over here are books that I'm not going to try to sell on Depop. They're most likely books that I'm going to try to sell at half price books and see how much money I can get from there. I also want to mention that if I can't find places to donate the ARCs that I have, I'll probably end up doing a lot of giveaways on Twitter. So definitely follow me on Twitter to stay informed about that. If you're interested in that, definitely let me know so I have an idea of who's actually interested. And if you have any other suggestions about what I should do with my ARCs, please let me know that as well. So I counted all the books that I'm unhauling, and excluding all of the ARCs that I have, there are exactly 100 books, but with all of the ARCs there are 142 books. It was a really soothing process doing this unhaul. However, now I have a bunch of books lying on my floor until I can find some time to either donate them or sell them. I also did a little bit of reorganization of my shelves, so I wanted to quickly show that before I end this video. The way that I organize my books are pretty much the same on this shelf. They're all kind of by height. This shelf over here is a little bit messy because it's just like a bunch of random books. I'm still trying to figure out how to organize this. I rearranged all of my like Jennifer L. Armentrout series in this way, and I really like how that looks. Definitely need to get the hardcover version of Shatter Me. These shelves are kind of the same. I think I might put autobiography over here. There you go. And then another contemporary book, Alex and Eliza. There you go. That looks nice. Over here I have Crazy Rich Asians facing out. I read the book and I love the movie. I really like how this looks over here. I also wanted to mention that I ended up reorganizing this shelf a little bit so that it looks more full. So I have a lot of my tall hardcover books that aren't like my favorite or I just haven't read on this shelf. So on this shelf I haven't read these 2 and then these 2, but I read the other ones and they just aren't my favorite, so I just didn't know where to put it, so I just left it here because all of my other tall books are right here and these are some of my favorites. So that's why I wanted to keep them on this shelf, and I just kept the other ones over here. So that way this one looks more full, but I do have a more like empty looking shelf over here. So yeah, this is just an empty shelf for now. And then this is what I have on the very top shelf. This is basically a shrine to The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I honestly had no idea where to put this book on my shelf, and I feel like it just deserves its own shelf, so that's what I did. Over here I have this little thing that just says eat, sleep, read, and repeat. I got this tiny little fake succulent from Target. I also have this letterboard that I have that has this quote that I really like, and then my Hamilton mug that I fished out of a trash can after seeing Hamilton. And then eventually I want to collect Taylor Jenkins Reid's other books, so I'll have like a full bookshelf just full of her books. But for now, it just has The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I forgot to mention this earlier on in the video when I was announcing the giveaway, but I will mention it in the description box below. Unfortunately, the signed copy of Falling Kingdoms and The Hate You Give is limited to US only, so I apologize to any international viewers. However, to make up for that, I will have a separate giveaway that is open to international viewers and those living in the US as well. Basically, the separate giveaway is a book of your choice up to $20, and as long as Book Depository ships to your country, then you are eligible to enter. So going through my books, I also just realized that The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon is also signed. It's not personalized, so I'm also doing a giveaway on this book as well. So this is what the signed copy looks like. It's in really good condition. I actually received this book on uppercase, so I also have this bookmark over here that I will include that will come with exclusive author content relating to this book. And there's also this tattoo over here that I will include in the giveaway as well. So this video includes 4 giveaways. All of the information will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!